Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nothing But Ramblings. I'm back again. It is that week, that time. It's the 1st of October. So that's what you're going to get as your title. Whatever it goes up on the RSS feed is what episode we're up to. But thank you, everyone who's been watching / listening. You're a nice audience. You're a small audience, but you're a great audience. So here we are to talk again about stuff and things. This week, I don't have a run sheet in front of me whatsoever, but we are going to talk about things like imposter syndrome and my brain's ability to introduce myself in a climate where I actually probably deserve to be there the most out of most people. But anyway, that we'll get on to in a moment. We're going to talk a little bit about Factorio because I've run down the rabbit hole of that right now. And just, I guess, content and I don't know where this is going to go anyway. But let's start about the content. We've got some streaming going on, Bathurst 1000 this weekend. Numbers are going good on the channels. I just looked down a second ago. We're getting some good comments on Facebook. We are probably too diversified in content, but and I've got no shorts lined up at the moment. I only talked last episode about how long ahead we had shorts lined up for on the channels. However, in the last week, YouTube decided I've been bad for some reason. I don't know why. They don't tell you, but they just stop promoting your shorts. So you go from 200, 300, 400 views on a short to zero, just flat none. So you release 3 or 4 in a row, and you get 0 views. Maybe 1, maybe 2 for the hardcore subs out there that can find the video. They watch them and they put a like and everything. So they get really good analytics, but there's only 1 or 2 of them. So you do all this effort to line up all these videos, and I assume it was because I got classed as spamming because I might have done 6 or 7 features in a day because I hadn't created a long form video in a while, and I'm now streaming. Once the stream's been up for a day or 2, I edit out just the race. I put the race over as a video, and I removed the stream altogether. So it's just the race content for people to watch on video because I need the public hours views from long form videos, and that helps. So the stream helps a lot. But then if we can get anyone watching the replays that way, that's even better. But anyway, I think I got technically blacklisted for spam, but I don't know. There's just no way of knowing. Maybe I said something offensive in one of my videos and I got reported. No idea. But my shorts went from 400 to 500 in the first little bit to 0. And my channel went from like 5,000 views in the 48-hour period to hundreds. Like we're talking 500, 600, 700. And that's what I'm streaming. And that's what hurts the most is my streams weren't even getting pushed out. We were getting pushed out to 20, 30 concurrent views on the shorts feed at any one point in time. And this time we were going, 15, 20 minutes at 0. And then we'd get a handful of regulars roll through. Then we get up to concurrence of about 10. It just wasn't what it used to be. And look, maybe it's really bad content, but maybe it's something else. So I've got 6 shorts there ready to go, and I've got about 4 or 5 races that I haven't created any shorts out of because I just wanted to flush the system out and start again. So we are at that point now. I've got a stream tonight. I'm going to see how that goes. There's probably 2 shorts I'm going to pop up at some stage today and then schedule 2 a day again, and then I'll get in and edit some stuff and go from there. But it was just like YouTube does it. It's the second time it's happened since I've been back doing it. So there is something going on. I've just got to work out what it is and stay away from it. But it's been really good. Like we're getting regular people turning up. We're getting people turning up, finding us for the first time, chatting and having a really good time. So that's been really good. The comments are really good. And yeah, it's weird to find what works and what doesn't, but I think it's just hit and miss. It's just luck of the barrel, but luck of the draw. Anyway, one of those things. My brain just doesn't stop. Annoying. Anyway, so the battle with that has been pretty interesting, but you're getting comments like, just random comments from people saying that, look, I love the I love that you're talking about mental health, and I've struggled with it, stuff like that, and that's all I need. So I'm trying to train my brain to not look at the analytics. That's what I need to do. I just need to put the stuff out there. I need to just keep on opening it up just to see, just in case the video's taken off, which it hasn't, and it won't, because I'm going for a very good niche audience. But look, I've learnt my overtakes, which I've got to do more of. That's what people are enjoying seeing. This content that I made around the shorts, around these podcast episodes, went nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. But anyway, I won't stop. So that's the main thing. But look, I can say I've been busy since we talked last, and I have been busy. A lot of stuff on my mind. But when I say busy versus what it looks like from the outside, I'm learning a lot about my brain, where my busy is usually in my head because I am thinking about 45 things at once. I'm trying to look down the track while also trying to be current in the current situation. And there's just, I don't know. Like, it's been I have really good days. I have really bad days. Not really bad days, but I have bad days. So last night's a good example. Yeah, the whole weekend was an example. But last night I was racing. I said it in practice multiple times, and I don't know why. My head just was not there last night. It was anywhere but there. And I just couldn't. I had no drive to go fast. I had no drive to go better. I had no drive at all, except for I was in there and I wanted to stream, and I was doing it for the analytics. A lot of that was last night. I use that as a thing, but then I hop on with the Bar Boys and Buzzer and anyone else who jumps on with me, and I have a really good time. So by the end of it, I'm flipped. But the start of the night was, my head was just not there, and I don't know what it was. And my business was playing probably a large part in that. I'd been avoiding a lot of work with the business because it's scary stuff. Like, when you've got to look ahead, plan ahead, when you've already just missed bankruptcy and you've got to plan for the future and go, well, do I have enough cash to go on? And you sit there and you project, and you can see there's problems coming up. You can see that if you can get through said problems, you are fine. You can understand why those problems are there. It still doesn't stop my brain from stressing about those problems. I know there's a solution, and it's a relatively easy solution. I've just got to actually make the conversation start to get that solution. And I've got to be confident in myself. Now, when your company's fought off bankruptcy, which all rights, it should have been bankrupt, it's still close to it. But when you've been running that solidly for 16 years, and specifically the last 7, you ran it into the ground accidentally, and then you've got to be asked to project forward and be confident in those projections. I'm just not. And to then ask people for money and say, here's my path. We're fine. It's just this next couple of months is something we just physically couldn't be ready for because of everything all the money we had to fork out and are still paying out to fix the previous issue. We just haven't been able to build that war chest to get through the upsurge that is Christmas. But all the projections show that, cool, if we get through this period, we've got a problem in April next year because there's some weirdness around when BASs are due with the quarters. You get an extra month here, but then you get one less month the following one. So it creates this weird shortfall, but we should be able to, we're close in projections in what's 6 months' time to being fine even in that period. And then you project to Christmas next year and we're still fine. Like, it makes sense in my head. It makes sense on paper, but it's still. I'm not confident in it, and that would have been what was probably weighing on me the most for last night, because I'd spent all day doing that, and also doing an audit for my contract as well, which is something I'd been delaying for about 3 weeks because I just didn't want to do it. So many other things that I could have better spent my time on, but I spent my time on it yesterday, and my brain was most likely just over it for the day, and I probably shouldn't have streamed. But anyway, it turned out to be an okay stream. Race was okay. It was good. A couple new people turned up, which was even better. The people who are turning up again and again, which is really good. So I don't know. It's just weird. My head is not quite there. Still, I still have. Being a father is hard. And I say that in the nicest possible way, but my kids know how to get under my skin better than anyone. My kids know how to get under my wife's skin better than anyone. And all that combines to, incidents, I guess. Nothing major, but it's one of those things. My brain works the fact that I feel bad, then I've got to discipline my children is the best way to do it, because I feel bad, because I know what it's like to, be told no, you can't do that. And I can see it in their face how disappointed they are when something they'd really wanted to do, they can't do because they're honestly being a little brat. And, it's the whole cycle then of there's no win in that situation that I've found yet. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm not heading into it right. But then there's the questions again. Like my business, I'm doubting what's in front of me, doubting what I'm seeing, because that's how my brain works. And then that gets me in a spiral. And then I end up scrolling on TikTok just trying to find some dopamine to make myself feel better about myself and move on. And you add that into then, well, I'm doing this because I need to get my brain out of the hole that it's in, but I'm also putting off wages that I should be doing. I'm putting off this audit, and I'm putting off this, and I'm putting off that. I'm putting off mowing the lawns of all things. I need to be out there doing that, but here I am arguing with family and trying to, get things to just work. And, it's tough being a parent. I can tell you that right now. So if you haven't been one yet, I'm not going to say don't do it, because it is rewarding, but it's not easy, not easy at all. But look, I've shifted my mind on that. So yesterday, one of my children, I picked them up from school for the first time this term 4, and they were on the edge of tears. Instead of me just going, oh my God, here we go again, drama, I don't need this, moving on, I decided to have a conversation. And I don't think it went too well, but it was all about, they were stressed because the grades they were going to get were going to upset someone in the household, and it was going to be bad. They were projecting a fight over grades, and it wasn't going to be pretty in their mind. I was trying to explain to them, you're not a fortune teller, for starters. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. You think you might know, but you don't. And trying to explain to them that they had spent all day making their day terrible. For what? I tried to explain, like, what has it got you? What have you got in return for feeling like this all day? And, conversations with children at this level are just like, oh, I got prepared, I got this, I got that. My day would have been terrible anyway. I'm like, what else happened that was bad? And they couldn't answer me anything else that had happened that was bad. It was just this one thing that they were stressing about all day. Anyway, so I prepared the situation so when my other half got home, this is what's happened. I don't think it's as bad as what they're even making it out to be. And It's a lot of stress they've put on themselves for zero reason. But I'm happy to hear what you have to say. I got home. I had the conversation. Everything was fine. We imposed the idea that we just want you, and this is what we've done from the start. We just want you to be happy. We want you to succeed, but we want you to try. It's the effort and it's the discipline at school. If you're causing trouble and you're not putting in effort, we will be disappointed, even if you're a straight A student. If you are doing your best, you're getting C's and B's, but you're trying your hardest and you're learning new ways to learn things, and you are a good child for the teacher, making their day better rather than worse, we're happy. So that all happened. At the end of it, I finally said, look, was it worth the stress all day? Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be? No. So that's the kind of conversations I'm trying to have with my kids now, instead of the, oh my God, just get over it, move on, which I've been very bad at. However, today I got to work and I got a message from one of my staff members saying, I'm not going to make it today. Oh boy, did I go into a stress spiral, and did exactly what they did, my child did the day before, for an hour. Just shut the world off and went into my own head and just went, wow, this is going to be a terrible day. And I snapped myself out of it. Had probably one of our best days we've ever had. Everything went smoothly. Everyone chipped in, and I ended up coming home and recording podcasts with you guys. So it's one of those things, like, maybe I should listen to my advice, but it's really hard to do. I understand that. But anyway, that's my little story about my mental health at the moment. I'm trying, and I'm definitely, I can see, like my racing, I can see where I was, where I am now, and I can see the delta between them. That is fine. I can also see that when I'm at my worst, I'm definitely nowhere near my worst back, let's say 2 years ago, year and a half ago. Definitely the two worsts are still dealt a long way apart. But I can also see very clearly that the lows that I have now are equal to some of the midpoints that I was at a while ago. So I've got to try and, you're going to have ups and downs. That's fine. I understand that. I've just got to deal with those downs a lot better than I'm doing it better. I just want to do it even better, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. But anyway, I've been slacking on gaming the last couple of weeks as my brain stresses about life. I've been focused on my racing because that's where the content is, and that's what the end goal is to get the content monetized, and we've got our goals. I'm hitting them, and the more content I make, sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, it kills the channel, but it all bounces back eventually. But me gaming now is now a secondary thought, because it's not adding to the content. It sort of muddles the content if I start putting gaming stuff up there again, which is not the ideal situation. So but I'm using my Steam Deck as a way to, that was very much a way to zone out but still be in the room and have a conversation. That didn't happen on Sunday night, but that's what I really needed to zone out after the weekend I had with the kids. It was a nightmare, but we moved on from it. And I just fell into the hole of Factorio, and that's pretty much all I've been playing on the Steam Deck for about a month now. Factorio is a rather old game that is all about automation. Simple. You are stranded on an alien world. It's a top-down, sort of isometric-y looking. It's not a real-time strategy, but sort of a real-time strategy. It has those vibes of the old. I'm not building up an army or anything like that, but I'm building up a factory that's going to pull the iron out of the ground there. It's going to pull the coal out of the ground there. It's going to pull the rock out of the ground there. With that, it's going to put it into different factories, and then out pops research material, out pops, walls, guns, whatever I need, and it all happens automatically. So you go from just digging it yourself right up to now where I've got stuff moving all over the place, and it all happens on its own. Not very well, but that's the joy of it. It works really well on Steam Deck, which is really good, but it's. I think I'm getting the hang of it, and then the whole thing falls apart, and things start backing up, and I've got to sit there and manually try and fix all these issues. We're about to start. This is my second run on my playback through on it. The first one got to a point where it's just too messy, and I started again with all the knowledge, and here we go. I'm going to focus on it. We're going to be right. The iron's going to go here. It's going to go. Coal's going to go there. We're going to mix it all up, and it's going to go to where I need it. So all the factories. There's no overlapping. There's no chance for bottlenecks. It's fine. That didn't work. And we just got to the point where I can turn this off, but the aliens have started attacking the building. So I've just put a wall around it so they can't. But it's better than it was last time, but it's still not ideal. I'm just about to go off and start getting oil to start doing plastics and researching bigger and better stuff, because I think I'm just enjoying the brain being able to switch off or focus on something else. I think that's where it is. So it's my brain is thinking about 45 things at once, and that's tiring. It's really exhausting, especially when you got your kids, you've got work, you've got housework, you've got work, and you got more work, and all these things happening at once, and you really should be focused on a couple things, but once you focus on one thing, the other stuff goes away. It's a good feeling. Not what I should be doing at all, but that's how I'm coping at the moment with a lot of stuff. But when I put on Factorio, it gives me a focus. How do I fix this? And I run around and try and fix it. Then all of a sudden it's 9:30 at night and I should be in bed. And I've had conversations with my wife, and I've watched TV shows, and everything is okay in the world. So it's not like it detracts all my attention away, which some things do, but or some games do, but at least it gets me away from this computer I'm at the moment, which at the moment is the focus of work and then content creating, which is two big things. So when I'm sitting down here, I'm either creating or I'm working. So it gets me away from that brain space, gets me out of the rig, which is another brain space that I'm in that uses a lot of my brains cells at the moment, or occupies a lot of my head space at the moment. But Factorio is really good for decompressing and decluttering my mind. So it's on Steam sales all the time. It's one of those things. If you got a Steam Deck, it is just works straight out of the box. It's just simple. You got to get around the key bindings. Like, you got to understand the key bindings, but there's some limitations there because it's obviously a controller versus a mouse and keyboard. I haven't actually played the game on the PC yet, but yeah, we'll see how we go in the future, because I think it would be a lot easier to, like, when I put up on the TV in docked mode, it's a lot easier to get around and see stuff. But yeah, I'm just enjoying it for what it is, which is a bit of fun, a bit of decompression. And yeah, there's a few things that I've got lined up that I'm excited for that are coming up, but I'll talk about them separately. So we're the 1st of October now, so at the end of this month, Dragon Age, I'm really looking forward to that, because it is Steam Deck verified, and I didn't get into Mass Effect or Dragon Age Originals, but the new one, from all intents and purposes, from everyone who's played it, says it runs really well on Steam Deck. So it runs really well. They've promised Steam Deck verification already, and they're getting rid of all the EA stuff in the background, which is really good. And I can't wait for that one. So it'll be good to get lost in that world. Another one I just found out about yesterday, Throne and Liberty, which is the next MMO from NCSoft, which I didn't even know was happening, which is Guild Wars team. Drops tomorrow, and there's an early access pack at the moment. I'm not getting that, but it drops tomorrow. I've preloaded it. I love Guild Wars, so I'm pretty interested to see. It's getting some good feedback at the moment from everyone. So I'm pretty keen for that. And as we get closer to the end of the year, my hype levels for Dune Awakening, the new MMO/survival game set in the Dune universe. Looks amazing, and I can't wait because it's early in 2024, 2025. Jesus, we're almost in 2025. I'm looking forward to that. And Civ 7 is something I want to sort of talk about in the future episodes as well. So all that you'll hear from in the future. But look, that's been nothing from ramblings. If you are dealing with anything at all, if it's serious, definitely seek help. Beyond Blue, like I said, I worked with them a little bit so far. So we've raised money to help them help you guys. So if you are out there and you do need support, just remember you can always get out of where you're in. It's fine. There is a solution. Best thing is to talk about it with anyone you can. My emails are always open, lockedonlads@gmail.com. We have changed the emails because that's a free one and the other one's not. So look, I'm happy to chat to anyone if you want. Hit me up on the socials, Locked On Lads on Facebook, Locked On Lads TV on YouTube. Comment on below on anything, like, share, subscribe. I'd love to get this content, which is content that I'm doing on the side of my iRacing stuff. The iRacing stuff's doing really well. This stuff not so much, but this is a passion project. So, like I said, small audience, but you guys keep on turning up. I'd love to make that bigger. I'd love to reach more people and help people out as much as I can. If I don't, I don't. But you will still keep on getting this because it's my way of decompressing as well. Like I said, Factorio was my chance to, get everything out of my head and just clear my mind for a while and just sort of numb the craziness. This is also another way for me to do that. So just unload everything that's going on, talk about it with who knows who listens to it, but talk about it with everyone and chat about a few games when I can as well. So thank you for listening. Thank you for helping out where you can. And I do hope that things get better for you if they're not well. And if they are well, I hope you enjoy these times before things turn around. Remember, nothing lasts forever. And this too shall pass. That's the one. I like it. This too shall pass. Have a good one. Bye.